Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. For some reason my camera won't connect, but oh well.
That's okay. Welcome in, folks. We'll start in 4 minutes, so go ahead and make yourselves at home.
Hi to everybody. Thank you.
You're welcome. Hi.
Is it 11?
Yeah.
Before we leave, can you help me email those things to my lawyers?
You need to make it clear to both of them that you haven't been home for 7 years, that the last 2 years you haven't been.
The time has come, so we're going to start. Tsuhaka kaiwa'a yak'ea yayich satini gunarchish wushkana chutua adi yatsutahat. Hi, everybody. Good morning. It has dawned on us again. I feel good to see you all, and I feel grateful that we've gathered here today. So I'm going to jump into class. So here we are in our Lingít class. It's Tuesday, October 31st, 2023. Review of what we did last week. And open up my screen to see you all. Okay, go ahead and unmute your mics, and we're going to walk through the 4 phrases we've learned so far, and then we'll continue on to go from there. So repeat after me. Yik'ehad yi ade. One thing I want to hear is that this is longer than this So in hot, repeat after me. Hot.
Hot.
Now say just these first 2 words. Yik'ehad. And the whole phrase. Yik'ehad yi ade. The other thing I want to continue practicing, which you sound good, is make sure you pronounce the second Y in yi ade. That sounded good. If you don't have that second Y, it just sounds like yi ade. but with the second Y, what you're doing is smiling. You're stretching out the sound. So
Hi, Ellen, it's Brenda.
let's do just this sound. Yee. Yeah. So just the last word, repeat after me. Yee de. Yeah. And our second phrase, repeat after me. Gonal chish hat yi de. Mhm. Yik hat yigude. And gonal chish hat yigude. So quick run through on these four. What does this first one mean? Yik hat yi de.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you for being here
It's
today.
good you have come.
Good you have come here.
Yeah, away. Yik means it is good. And yik hat yi de means it is good you have come here. If I use this phrase, am I talking to one person or multiple people?
Many people.
Many people, more than one.
I have no idea what that
Very good. Okay. So chish hati de. This one, when I talked with my language mentor, Khane, yesterday, Khane, he said a good way to translate this one, instead of saying thank you for coming here, you could translate it as
Okay, well, that's good to know. Thank you, Helen.
Go on mute,
Okay, I'll
please.
let you go. Bye-bye.
sorry, I'll find someone's in a meeting, so I'm just gonna mute them.
Somewhere,
Okay.
wherever.
Let's see, maybe that one. Okay, so this one you could translate as I am thankful that you all have come. That way it just fits grammatically with it is good you all have come. And I am thankful you have come, for multiple people. Okay, this phrase, what does this one mean?
It's good that you have come, but for one person.
Yeah, it is good that you have come here, but for one person, yigude. And a translation for this one.
Thank you for coming here.
Yeah, thank you for
I'm
thankful that you have come here.
Yeah, I'm thankful that you have come here, for one person or multiple people.
Singular, one person.
Singular, one person. Yeah, good job. Quick pronunciation review. Last week we focused on the Lingít L. And so a quick review, the L sound in Lingít is an unvoiced L. To say it, start with a voiced L. So go ahead and say L as you would in English. Now, pay attention where the tip of your tongue is in your mouth. For me, it's in the back of my top front teeth. And so now say it again. Now, what we're going to do is relax, keep your tip of your tongue there, but relax your tongue a little bit and relax your cheeks right here. So you'll have it there, your tip of your tongue there, relax your tongue and your cheeks and just breathe out the sound. So repeat after me. Nice. I want to hear it nice and long and flowy. Take a deep breath in and just breathe it out. And repeat after me. Yeah. One more time. Yeah, that sounds good. What I'm listening for is that nobody is putting an SH sound here, which is common for new learners to use an SH instead of the Lingít L because it's more familiar. That's fine if that's where you were at before today, but moving forward, I always want to hear that good Lingít L. So repeat after me, Lingít.
Lingít.
Get
Lingít.
And Gonalchish. Yeah. Awesome. Okay, cool. Quick review of the vowels. Repeat after me. Mhm, and then long and low. Long and high. Eh. Now long and low. A. A. E. E. Ooh. Oh. Ooh. Oh. Okay. Any questions on the vowels? Okay. So repeat again after me. Ade. Mhm. Okay. And Gonalchish hadi ade. Mhm. Okay, working off this to our new phrase. I'm going to read this to you so you can just sit back, relax, and silently read along. And here we go. Nila Torah yuchat duwasáakw. Yik ehat yade. Nila Torah yuchat duwasáakw. Jaman kwana yechat. Gonana yade chatsati. Lingít yuchatangi kuatlatuwu chatsati. So we have our larger conversational context. This is our translation. I am called Nila Torah. It is great that you have come here. I am called Nila Torah. I am German American. I am child of the Athabascan people. I am a Lingít language teacher. So we're going to move on to our next practice. Were there any questions on this? We're going to zero in and focus on that phrase. Yuchat duwasáakw. Okay. Okay, so practice. So repeat after me. Just do the best you can. Yuchat duwasáakw. Yeah, your vowels sound really good. I'm liking the length and the tone. So I'm just proud of you guys. So let's focus on the vowels, the long, high oo. Repeat after me. Ooh. And the next one, And the next one, Now this is going to be funny, but just repeat after me, just the vowels. You'll hear me say it and then repeat after me. Ooh,
Ooh,
Now the whole thing. You gaat duwasáakw. Yeah. We're going to focus now on the rounded K. So this is written. This is written as a KW. Do I need to mute? So rounded K is written as a KW. What you're going to do is round your lips and breathe out a K. So everyone repeat after me. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. So repeat this sound after me. Sa. It's very important that you round your lips when you breathe out the K, because if you don't, elder speakers can hear it and they know what you're trying to say, but it sounds just a little bit odd and it can be distracting to them. So repeat it after me again. Sa. Yeah. And duwa. Duwasáakw. Our next new sound that we're focusing on for this class is the underlined X. So the underlined X is going to be pronounced in the back of your throat, just like all the underlined consonant sounds. And you're just going to make the sound repeat after me. It helps to be hydrated. I like to keep water next to me when I'm learning and speaking Lingít. You want to just let this part of your body relax and kind of feel some friction there. So repeat after me again. So repeat after me. Khat. And again. Khat. Yeah, and your vowel length sounds good here. Sa. Duwa. Duwasáakw. Khat duwasáakw. You khat duwasáakw. Yeah. And now this is where you put your name here in the blank. So go ahead and say your name in any language, whatever you're going by, and repeat after me. So I would say Nila toga yuchat duwasáakw. Okay. So a translation of what we've learned so far. I just picked one out of our 4 welcoming greetings. I picked Gunalchish Haki Ade, and then I added our next line, Yuchat duwasáakw. So Gunalchish Haki Ade, we went over this. I'm thankful you have come here, or have a P here in brackets for plural people that we're talking to. And then we would add, if we were greeting a group of people and then introducing who we are, we would add, Yuchat duwasáakw, I am called blank. Any questions so far? Okay, let's keep going. So if you want to add on from here, if you have a Lingít name and you want to specify that this is what I'm called in Lingít, this is what I'm called in English, you're welcome to do so. It's not required. But if you do want to add on in Lingít, I am called, you would add these two words. Repeat after me. Lingít ʼéináx. Yeah. And we'll get more into these sounds, these underlined X's. So our next sound that I'm introducing for this group in this class so far is an underlined X with the apostrophe after. Does anyone know what this apostrophe does to a sound?
Pinches.
Pinches it.
Yeah, it pinches it. So without the pinch, like in ch, repeat after me. Yeah, with no pinch, it just flows. So repeat the sound after me. Yeah. Now, when you pinch it by adding an apostrophe, that tells you that you need to snap that sound. So you're closing your lungs and squeezing out whatever air is above your throat and lungs through the sound. So with the pinch, with the apostrophe, you have to repeat after me. Yeah. And I'm gonna stop sharing for a minute to turn on my sound setting, because sometimes my mic clips and it'll go silent. Oops, wrong one. Let's do Google Chrome. Here we go. So with the pinch, followed by the high tone E-I, repeat after me. A.
A.
And then nach. Yeah, so this whole word, repeat after me. ʼéináx. Yeah, you sound pretty good. Yeah, just focus on, yeah, wow. Okay, how many people, raise your hand if you have a Lingít name. Awesome. Okay. See some hands going up. Okay, if you have a Lingít name, go ahead and repeat this after me. And in this blank, you're going to put your Lingít name and say the whole phrase. My native name is not a Lingít name, but for teaching purposes today, I'm going to say Lingít ʼéináx. So repeat after me. Lingít ʼéináx nila tóra yucha duwasáakw. Okay, awesome. So let's focus on these sounds again. Repeat after me. Nach. And then the first part. A.
A.
ʼéináx. Lingít ʼéináx. You sound really good. Oh, I love it. Okay. Yucha duwasáakw. Lingít ʼéináx nila tóra yucha duwasáakw. Okay, let's have a discussion. Any questions so far? Questions or comments?
Do you have to say the last part? Can you just say I am called without the yuchat duwasáakw?
You need to have the yuchat duwasáakw because that's the part that means I am called. If you just say Lingít ʼéináx, what you're saying in English is in Lingít. So this a right here means mouth, and nach means through it. So what you're saying is through the mouth of a Lingít person, I am called whatever your name is. But the part that means I am called is this last part. Duwasáakw.
Okay.
Yeah. Good question. Are there any more? Really good question.
What if you were saying you don't have a Lingít name, but you have a name in another language? How would you
Yeah.
say that?
Yeah, goodness, cheese for asking. I'm going to add a slide for it so that you can see it written. So in my case, my native name, if I want people to know my native name, I put the language Gunana. And Gunana is the Lingít word for the Athabascan people. And that's what language my name is from. So I would say Gunana ʼéináx duwasáakw. And I use, since I'm speaking Lingít, I'm speaking to a Lingít audience, and I'm speaking as if there are going to be Lingít elder speakers in the crowd. That's why from a communication standpoint, I'm using their language to say, in this nation's people, in the other nation's people, the Athabascan people, my name is Nila, so that they understand, okay, she's child of the Athabascan people. That's where her name is from. If you're from another nation and you have a name in that language, you can add the language of that name. So, for example, does anyone have another name that's not their English name, but is from another native nation that they want to put in here? For example, I'll take you through different nationalities if you want. So on lingitlanguage.com, under the resources tab, if you go to the dictionary and you want to look up, for example, say I don't know yet and I want to look up, well, how do you say Athabascan in Lingit? I'm going to open my search bar, which on a Mac is Command F. If you're on a PC, it's Control F. But it opens up this little bar here, and now I can type what I'm searching for. So if I want to say Athabascan, it'll show me all of the appearances of the English word Athabascan in the dictionary. So it might take some scrolling. You can see here that this first orange one I'm looking at is 1 out of 6 times that the word Athabascan appears. So what I'm just going to do is keep hitting enter to read them all. So I'm going to hit enter. Here's another reference to Na-Dene, Northern Athabascan language, but it's not the word I'm looking for. I'm looking for an entry. And again, there's some more references to the Athabascan language. There's a lot of connection between Athabascan and Tlingit languages because we share an ancestral language of Na-Dene. I'm scrolling. Okay, we're getting a little closer. Gonachu Kwan is people of the Dry Bay area. And it literally means people among the Athabascans. So we get a lot of really neat, interesting historical and cultural references and explanations in this dictionary. That's why I like to do this. I like to just keep scrolling and reading and learn as I go. Okay, I don't actually see Athabascan. Huh.
It looked like it was just above the last entry.
Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, right here. Oh, because it was spelled with a K. So
Funny.
Okay, this is just a funny occurrence of native identity through the English language, because Athabascan is not an Athabascan word. Some settlers made up this word and they spelled it with a C, some spelled it with a K. Now I can't find how to talk about myself in a native language. Anyway, the word is, repeat after me, gonana. Yeah, and this G is underlined. So again, it's pronounced in the back of your throat. Repeat after me, just this first sound. G.
Go.
Yeah. Yeah. And then the whole word. Gonana.
Gonana.
People, Dene, inland people, Athabascan, other tribes. And so the relationship between Tlingit and neighboring inland tribes is important and marked by trade songs called Gonanashi. And then just to kind of draw your attention to a neat thing about this resource, for those of you who are starting to break apart words and see what each part means, you get what's called a gloss, and that's what this is. This where I highlighted in blue. You get a breakdown of each part, which is fun. So we have gona and then a dash and then and the arrow points to the literal translation that will be in order. So gona is different, and then for some reason in the gloss they use a period, but it lines up with the dash. And then na can be tribe or nation or clan. So different tribe, nation, or clan. Historically, that's how the Athabascan people would be referred to in the Tlingit language. And then, so there are ways to refer to different Alaska Native nations in Tlingit. For example, if you look up Yupik, you can find duwasáakw. If you look up Tsimshian, you can find it. No. So if you're Tsimshian, you can use your own word for Tsimshian in Smelgach, or you can use a Tlingit word if you're referring to the Tsimshian people, which is tsuutskhan. So repeat this after me. Tsuutskhan. Yeah. Or if you're Haida, I'm going to go to the entry for Haida. So if you have a Haida name that you want to go by and you're talking to Tlingit people, you can either use Chadkil, which is the Haida word for the Haida language, or you can use the Tlingit word, Deikina. So repeat after me, Deikina. Yeah, you sound good because all these vowels are long and low, and you sound good when you said it. And it just means way out to sea, tribe. Okay, any more questions on nationality names?
Can you show me Japanese?
Yeah, Japanese. Let's see if there's a word. I don't see one for Japan. So I would, if it was me and I wanted to introduce myself through my Japanese name, I was speaking to a crowd, it's kind of like you look in the audience and see, who's there. If you're speaking to a bunch of, let's see, people who speak Japanese, you might say Nihongo ʼéináx, but you're mixing languages there. You're saying in Japanese and a Japanese language. I might use English. I might say Japanese ʼéináx, whatever your name is, yuchat duwasáakw. Does that help?
Yes, thank you.
What about, should you specify that if you have an English name, that you're saying in English, this is my name, this is what I'm called?
Yeah, that's a good idea. So another one you could do is Dleit. Let me spell check. Okay, it's low tone. So Dleit is the way that we refer to English in Tlingit. and it just means white person's language, which is since the first settlers spoke English in Tlingit lands, it kind of remained the way to say English, Dleit ka, and so this is low tone. So repeat after me, Dleit ka.
Dleit
Yeah. And then the first three words, Dleit ka ʼéináx.
ʼéináx.
Uh-huh. And now you'll repeat this whole phrase after me. Put your English name in the blank. So repeat after me. Dleit ka ʼéináx ana duwasáakw. So you can see in my self-introduction that I just only said Nila Torah Yuchat duwasáakw. Because for teaching purposes, I wanted to be able to branch out from there. I kept it very simple. I didn't say what nation's language my name was from. I just said, this is what I'm called. This is what people call me. But if you want to introduce yourself through your names in English and Lingít, what you could do is add so we're going to add some lines here, and we're going to put the languages. So the first one, Lingít ʼéináx. So Lingít ʼéináx means what?
My Tlingit name is.
Yeah. In Lingít, I am called blank. And so what was our next one for in English?
Dleit ka.
I have heard some people say my colonized name.
Oh, really?
Is that considered rude?
It just depends on how you feel about it. This is your self-introduction. So what Shirley Kendall taught me, Shakhsani Kik, she's a Kagwantan elder from Huna. The way I like that she described your self-introduction is it's how you identify. And so personally, I would share from my perspective, we're all at different stages of healing from colonization and identifying with it. So for example, for me, on my mom's side, I'm German American. On my matrilineal line, we're the Funkhauser clan from northern Germany. But I didn't always know that. And so when I first started learning Lingít, I used to say, Dleit chatsati. I used to say, I am a white woman. And then I would say my dad's side, I am child of the Athabascan people. And my teacher at the time was like, it's not sitting right with me that you're introducing yourself as a white woman because you're native, even though you're native on your dad's side. So I know I'm getting off track here, but the way that I've come back around to introducing myself through my matriline is learning my ancestry on my mother's side, which involves colonization, and then just coming to a place where I love myself on both sides and being able to say that this is who I am on my mom's side. It comes with responsibility and knowing where I'm from. And then on my father's side, I also have responsibilities on this side. So yeah, colonized is like one time my friend sent me a meme that was like me trying to pronounce my native language without looking too colonized, and it was a cat looking like this. And I was like, I thought that was so funny because it happens to me so much. And sometimes we can laugh about it and just be like, this is where I'm at. I'm learning. It's okay that I don't know everything right now. I don't even know how to say colonized in Lingít which is interesting. If people want to say that, you're welcome to, but it's your self-introduction, so it's how you want to identify. Does that help?
Yes, very interesting. Thank you.
Uh-huh. If there's more questions, go ahead and just unmute. I'm just typing in all our phrases here. Okay, so Dleit ʼéináx, blank, duwasáakw. How would we translate this one?
In English or in the white people's language.
Yeah. I am called blank. For a while, I would introduce myself as being English American because I was not sure yet where we were from on my mom's side. My mom's dad is English American, and so for a while I would use the phrase Ingen Kwan, which means the people of England. But then when I talked with my mom about it, she was like, well, actually, on my mother's side were the Funkhausers from northern Germany. Okay. So now let's practice our little greeting that we've learned so far, and I'm going to put it on a slideshow so we can see it bigger. So repeat after me the first phrase. Gwyneth Cheese hat yi ade. Lingít ʼéináx níla tóga yuchat duwasáakw. Dleit ʼéináx ana yuchat duwasáakw. Really good. Any questions on those? Yeah, you sound good. Just make sure you're rounding that K. So round your lips like you're making a W sound and breathe out the K. And then say duwasáakw. So, a discussion on Tlingit names. When I taught beginning Tlingit with Shakhsani Kig last year, we asked all of our students to give themselves Tlingit nicknames if they didn't have a Tlingit name. So you can inherit a name in Tlingit just as well as you can in my father's people's language. You can be given a name at any point in your life. You can be given a name in Tlingit when you're born. Sometimes you can be given a Tlingit name until you get a clan name handed to you. And so these all involve ceremonies and relationship to your clan on your mother's side. And then for learning purposes, you can also give yourself a Tlingit name, and what Shirley recommended for giving yourself a Tlingit nickname is pick something that you like or that you like to do and that you feel describes you. And you can email them to me and we can talk about it. So some people found like animals that they like, activities they like to do. I've heard lots of fun Tlingit pet names. I think my first Tlingit pet name before I actually had an Athabaskan name in Tlingit was ʼéináx. My teacher just called me Athabaskan woman, and I went by that for a long time. Some of my friends tease me because when we all went to Fairbanks together from Juneau one time for a language gathering, we got to Fairbanks and they were all kept on saying, oh, you ate, I really miss the ocean and the salt. And I was like, you guys, we've been up here for less than a day. I think you're gonna live. And so from then on, I was ʼéináx. I was Salt Mother. And that's became like a teasing nickname for me. So yeah, we like to tease. Are there any questions? Does anybody want to add any comments about Lingít names or nicknames? Anything you want me to look up?
I
I
just have
got
a,
something.
What's that?
I got something. I know it's starting to get like the cold and flu season. How would you say like bless you? Like if someone sneezes.
Yeah. I heard one time I sneezed and someone said, "Satnachka," and I was like, "What?" And they said, "Did it come out the left side?" I was like, "I don't know. Why?" And they said, "It's lucky if it came out the left side." So I don't know how to say bless you, but I do know that when someone sneezes and there's a lot of elders there, I'll hear people saying "good nachtsa," which side? So bless you for sneezing. Oops, that's not how I do. How come my quotes are funny? Bless you when sneezing. So let's do and I'm gonna spell check right in front of you so you can see the process for using the dictionary to spell check what you recall from memory. Satnachta. So okay, I think this is how I'm thinking from memory that this is how I say the left side. Now I'm gonna spell check in the dictionary. Satnach. So let's look up left side. Nope, I don't have any entries. What if I put Satnach? Nothing. I'll try it with a pinch. Satnach. Left has too many. Let's see. Oh, there's only 7. Let's see if we find it in here. So we're finding left over, like remains of something, which is ʼít. Okay, that's not the meaning we're looking for, but that's interesting. We want the left side as in the opposite of the right side. So I'm gonna keep looking. Placed in a, okay, now there's an entry for fish heads, fermented fish heads, kink. And we're talking about how many days it's left in the cabbage leaves. That's very cool. It's not what we're looking for. Leftover food scraps. That's also interesting. Here it is. So I just kept pushing enter until I got to the meaning I want, which is ʼéináx, and it means the left side, area toward the left. And then there's another example here. So you have ʼéináx, area toward the left, or satnachta, toward the left, or ʼéináx, the one on the left. And so I'm gonna say that this word ʼéináx means left. And I was close at my spelling, but a little off. That's why you always want to spell check. So it's a pinched S, high tone A, pinched T, and then high tone nach. So we'll check our spelling. So I forgot to pinch the T. I add an apostrophe to pinch the T. ʼéináx. And then this ge is just like, makes it a question. Left side. And then I think you can find which side, which for looking up which side, I might look in a couple other resources like the Beginning Tlingit workbook or the phrase book. Left side, right side. I don't remember if this one has. I'm gonna do a new share so you can see my PDFs that are open. New share of my whole desktop. And okay, can you see my whole desktop? Okay. I'm going to open up the dictionary here. And also the beginning Lingít workbook. And let's take a look at these guys. I'm going to go to the top. This is where looking things up in Lingít becomes fun. It's a little bit of a research process. Like you can see I'm looking through multiple resources to find what I want. And you learn a lot along the way. So this is just what happens when you look things up in an endangered language. You're looking up through multiple resources. Sense of space. I don't think it's in there, left and right. How are you? Conjugating verbs. This is later on in the book. It's a little more advanced. Direction and location. Let's just see if it's in here. And if it's not there, I would check the questions. These are fun tables. These tables, so we're on page 310. This is a really good table. I hand wrote mine the first time I learned how to ask questions, but these are all the different ways you can ask questions. Let's just practice them. So I'm gonna zoom in. So repeat after me. Dasa. And then daqasa. Wasa. Adusa. Gusa. Kunsa. Gotkinsa. And then this variation, repeat after me. Gutkinsa. Oops, I accidentally put a high tone on this een. This should be een. So repeat after me. Gutkinsa. So this Y, does anyone know what this Y means in the parentheses here?
Like
In the beginning Tlingit workbook and in a lot of the materials, the dialectical differences will be written in the first letter of that place. So this Y is for Yakutat. So this is something that's unique to Yakutat speakers, is that if you're asking the question when referring to like when will it be in the future, in northern coastal Tlingit, you might say, repeat after me, Gotkinsa. And in Yakutat or Yakutat, you might say Gutkinsa. Yeah. So next one, repeat after me. Gutksa. Yakutat. Gutksa. Dot yes, or sorry. Dot yissa. Dot qasa. Wanakhsa. Wakuatsa. Wayatiasa. So those are different ways we can ask questions. There's this one for which one. Repeat this again. Daqasa. And then where? Gusa. Yeah. So going back to our original questions of how do you say bless you or what do you say when someone sneezes? I know from memory I've heard left side, and then we could come up with guesses so that when we ask a fluent speaker they'll have like, would you say this? You know, you kind of do your background work. But for now, I'm going to leave this blank and ask Renee or look through another resource you could check, since we're starting to get into resources. Under beginning materials, if you go into Lingít ʼéináx, this means say it in Lingít, and it's the phrase book. So since we're kind of in our exploration time anyway, we could just scroll through the table of contents and just look around at different types of ideas. There's a chapter on health and medical. There's greetings. We'll take a look into some of these next week. But for today, I want to leave enough time for our discussion. Okay, so Lingít names. Are there any more questions on Lingít names, choosing a pet name for yourself? This is optional for you to do if you want to be able to say your name and stay in the sounds and way of thinking of Lingít when you introduce yourself. You're welcome to. You're welcome to go by the name that you identify by. We talked a little bit about drills last week, and so today I could sense as a group that some of you are ready for more. So I've been keeping it very basic. Like I mentioned, this is a multi-level class. So going from making sure we're pronouncing it correctly, making sure we're working on the vowels. These are all for beginners. And based on your questions, we went on a little bit of a higher level trajectory. And so just to check in with us as a group about what it means to be part of a multi-level class. Sometimes you'll feel like this is above my head for now. And it's okay sometimes that will be like that. And for people that are more advanced, when you feel like you're really working on the basics again, maybe you'll feel like, okay, I'm kind of sitting back and relaxing. That's okay too, but it's always good to revisit the basics. As we continue on this class toward the winter season, we'll be continuing on with drills as well. The reason I like drills that I mentioned, drills make it second nature for you to produce the sounds, to say the greetings. If you run into an elder at Fred's and you want to say, you know, I want that to become, or if you would be more appropriate, like if you're speaking to a group and there are elders there and you want to say to them, you might feel a little nervousness there, but I also want you to have it behind you that you've said this 150 times in my Tuesday classes, because it helps you get over that initial trip up when you're trying to speak in Lingít to fluent speakers, to anybody. I find them very helpful. They acclimate you to the pressure of real-time conversation, and they help you in your pronunciation. You guys sound fantastic. So, I feel proud of you. Like I said, being in a multi-level class, we talked about everyone will feel challenged at different levels and times in the class. If you feel overwhelmed, just take a breath and remember to be kind to yourself. Learning Lingít has been teaching me how to take a breath and be okay with not knowing. I think a lot of times in our daily lives, we're expected to know the answer, and why don't you already know this, or something like that. So this, I want you to incorporate a practice of being okay with not knowing sometimes, and getting in over your head sometimes. Just slow down and breathe your air. Okay, so that said, is everyone still okay with being in a multi-level class here? You get a thumbs up. Okay.
Yeah.
Are there any more questions? Okay, it's about time to go, so I'm just gonna put a link in.
Anna, I have a good of the order.
Yeah.
I put it in the chat. See, Alaska is going to be having a street name dedication. I just found out this morning on my way to work as I was flapping through the street with my butterfly bubbler. Like this little.
You have a
water.
butter. What is that? What's a butterfly bubbler? Oh, fun.
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
so great.
noon today. So noon is the rededication of the street name. So if anyone here in Juneau is available to go in an hour, they're changing part of the Seward Street to Heritage Way.
Yay. Awesome.
Now, if they'll just take,
Steward. Oh my
now
gosh.
if they just would take down that statue of Seward, that would be great.
Yeah.
I thought it was tomorrow. Is it today or tomorrow?
My daughter-in-law works at Sea Alaska. She told me it was today at noon. I saw
Okay.
her on the street this morning. So hopefully I'm not misleading you.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. Well, hopefully
And-
folks can make it to that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah, will you let me know how it goes? That's very exciting.
Yeah. And what is that? Is that Seward up there? I
Mhm.
can't even remember if it's Seward or Shattuck.
Yeah, Seward at the Capitol or at the courthouse.
Okay. How?
Hi, Anna.
Hi, Amy.
Hi, this is Kunze
Concept.
and Kunze. And I sent you a message, and I would just love to, I know how to say my name and, you know, all my grandkids' Tlingit names, but
Oh.
spelling.
Okay.
And I think that would be one of my top priorities for me
Okay.
is to learn to write all their names so that they have it for the future too. But mine is Kunse, and I don't have any idea. I spelled it a couple different ways, and somebody said, well, there's no Z in the Lingít language.
You can have a DZ, like date for bridge, or dock is date, DZEIT. Thank you. I see your message, and thank you for asking your question. Let's do follow up and work on your spelling for your name. And get,
Ganeshtish,
yeah.
Kunse,
Yeah.
Kunse. And I think Lance's daughter has that one that was given that same name by Eva Davis.
Okay.
Couldn't say. And I kept meaning to ask him how he was spelling it, but that I would love to get, if anything, get the name spelling for that. And that's what I'm going to be trying to work on, is just all of my grandkids' Tlingit names.
Okay. I put my email in the chat. If you want, you can send me an email. We can do this over email the next few days.
Okay.
I'm not going to have an answer right away, but we'll be looking into it together.
Awesome. Gonna cheese.
Yeah.
Cheese.
And that's all our.
And I'm up here with my mom traveling for medical, but I'm curious. She's taking a nap right now, but she's a fluent speaker, so I can't wait for her to wake up to ask her how you would address, someone sneezing.
Yeah. Ask her and let us know.
I will.
Yeah.
All right. Gonna
Okay.
cheese.
Gonna cheese you, Hansi, Kwasatin. I'll see you again. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. Bye.
Cheese.
Cheese.
Yes, cheese.
Bye.